Now, as a big fan of both WWE and of AEW, I got thinking. Matt started thinking, which is usually dangerous because that means my brain is half working. What I was thinking about is, which game is going to do better, do you think? Do you think we're going to have more fun and see more success out of something new like AEW and their new game with Ukes behind it? Or is 2K22 finally going to get it right? Let's deep dive this conversation, shall we? How you doing? Good to see you. Good to have you. Welcome to Assemble. I'm Matt. Good to see all of your smiling faces out there on the internet. It's Tuesday, I think, probably. It's Tuesday. It's a day of the week, and I'm here to talk to you guys about, 2K22 and AEW. Now, we have no release date for either game. Shocking? Not really. We also have very little information in terms of what the games are going to bring, both from gameplay, both from what they will actually look like, on screen. The character models and everything. WWE 2K wants to say that it hits different, and AEW is just giving their first crack at it, and they want to go more in the direction of WWF No Mercy. So what can we expect? We can expect that these two games are probably going to be very different in terms of the look as well as the feel entirely. WWE2K is going to go for more of that simulation route that is kind of tried and true for them, giving you that TV style WWE gameplay and look that we have come to know from the series over years and years. And hopefully, if we're lucky, we're actually going to get some good news. We're going to get some new gameplay. We're going to get some change in the grappling system. We might get some good character models that look a little bit better than we did in 2K20 because and we might even see a GM mode. You never know. It could happen. It could not happen. They've been disappointed before. On the AEW side, though, I find this very, very interesting because one, that roster is continuously getting better and better and better and beefed up. Two, the game itself is scheduled a little further out. We're looking at a potential 2022 release date window. We don't really know entirely. We don't know if WWE is going to give us that GM mode that we're all kind of clamoring for, that's all over the community forums. We know that AEW's game is actually going to be doing some sort of a campaign mode. The question to all of you in the community, by the way, thanks for watching. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for getting all of us to 2,000 subscribers here. We did it. We did a thing. Now we move on to the next goal. It's 3,000. It never ends. But the question to all of you is, do you think AEW's game is going to kind of steal the thunder and steal all the momentum that 2K22 might garner? Or do you feel that people are just going to be excited to be able to play both games at some point? Or do you think that, 2K22 is such a bigger audience, bigger WWE fans, more people know about the brand than they do of AEW? This is just what I'm wondering is, how do you feel this game is actually going to do on both sides? Do you think that 2K22 will actually get things right? And if it does do things right, do you think that it will get enough goodwill and get more fan support? And do you think that it will actually be able to carry over into 2022, presumably if it's coming out, later this fall? On the AEW side, I'm also very interested to see how that game turns out. With Ukes behind it, and them touting, and I say them, but like Kenny Omega doing all of the press release tours and everything initially, if they're going down the avenue and the road of making the AEW game look and feel like a modernized WWF No Mercy, WrestleMania 2000, that type of thing, if they're going down that path, that is going to do a ton of fanfare and fan service for people out there. The customization, I could only imagine if they follow suit of what those games did in their heyday. That's what brought fans in with a very tight, cohesive, working controller system. And you throw in some more modern graphics in there, I think AEW could do a ton. But I wonder if 2K22, if it gets kind of mediocre, average reviews, if fans feel that it is just maybe more stable version of 2K20, because that's what a lot of the feedback in the comments has been over the last few weeks, is that maybe 2K22 is going to be just a less buggy, slimmed down, trimmed down version that's cleaned up of 2K20. And if that's the case, it might not actually get enough fans back on or get new fans to come in. And AEW's game would be fresh, new, with kind of a pretty iconic roster if they play it right and they advertise it right. If they get stars bigger and bigger, and if they continue to grow the way they do. And guys, I'm thinking of having obviously Chris Jericho on there. You even have Big Show signed. Could we see Samoa Joe there as well? You have the Young Bucks, you have Cody, but you have so many of these characters, these iconic and becoming bigger stars. You've signed Sting on there as well. There's a lot they could do to be able to bring in a general wide audience and bringing them into a brand new game. Something that may be even new to so many fans that have never tried out No Mercy and tried out those games that so many of us loved over time. But I do wonder, the question to all of you this week is, if AEW is successful with their game next year and 2K22 is kind of average to good, do you think that the AEW game could steal its thunder and momentum going in, and then forcing WWE and WWE 2K and that team to actually have to go in and try to pivot and reposition their game altogether? Or do you think they not care and they just want to keep making the game that they want to make regardless of what the competition's doing? What really does excite me, everybody, is that this creates some form of competition. And whether that is what they want ultimately and what is going to actually happen is that these two rivaling companies, game companies, are going to actually be competing for our attention, for our eyeballs, for our gameplay, or if it's just what the fans are actually going to do, because so many of us want that war. We love to be able to talk about this company versus this one, and in gaming, and then you whittle it down into wrestling. Guys, it's like feeling like we're back in WWF versus WCW, and that is really, really cool, especially when we're getting to the gaming space. As long as AEW doesn't make the game too arcadey, and by that I mean like going down the path of battlegrounds and having loot boxes and having pay to win and upgradable things like that. As long as they take kind of tried and true to Here Comes the Pain and No Mercy, the titles that Kenny Omega and others have actually cited the game is going to probably look and feel like, and if the reveal trailer that we had months ago is any indication, it's probably going to be on that side of the fence. But 2K22 does have a lot of work to do, in my opinion, to regain a lot of fans that have since left because of 2K20, and me being one of them that is on the fence that I want to be able to see 2K22 be successful and AEW. It just means a healthier business, and it means it's healthier product for everybody and more wrestling games for fans to enjoy. So let's see what happens. But the question to all of you this week is, which game do you feel more excited about? Understanding that right now, today, where we're sitting, we don't have a lot of information on either of them. But I am excited for both to see what direction and path they go down and to see which one is actually going to come out on top if we are actually going to get a clear-cut winner. But let me know in the comments below. I'm curious to know, is AEW going to be able to kind of kickstart a whole new generation of fans, gaming, wrestling fans, playing their video game and playing with that franchise? I'm curious to see what AEW is going to do, and I'm really, really curious to see what 2K is going to do if they can bring those fans back and get them happy and get them on board again. Because GM mode is not going to be enough. One mode will not do it if you want to be able to bring those fans back and get some trust back in. So ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching this week on Assemble. I'm Matt. Do me a favor and hit that like button, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel if you guys consider that. It's free to subscribe. You can always take it away and then give it back again and take it away. You can just be a big tease all week long if you feel like it. Hurts my feelings, but it's okay. It's a little bit of fun. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, everybody, thank you for assembling with us. See ya.